Hello, welcome to episode 5 of the No Excuses podcast. My name's Anne and I live in Worcestershire in England with my husband and our Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Episode 5 already. Whew. It's flying by for me. I want to say a great big thank you to everybody who's watched, commented and subscribed. It's been real fun watching the subscriptions climb slowly but surely, and I'm nearly at 300. I can't believe it. It's amazing. I want to say a big thank you to two people who have mentioned me in their podcast last weekend, and the first one was Ruth of Ruth Loves to Knit. Thank you, Ruth. Ruth is a great knitter. She does lovely colourful socks and she does them so quickly. I'm absolutely amazed. You know, not being a sock knitter yet myself. And also my friend Kaz from the Highlands in Scotland. Kaz knits some beautiful things and she got some gorgeous new yarns out. If you haven't seen, I think they've been very successful because she's having to take pre-orders now because the colours were so gorgeous. But I'm sure you already watched Kaz and a lot of you come from her. So a great big thank you. And you know, I know when I say this, but I bet you've nearly finished your love note, haven't you, already? Oh, they just fly off her needles, those things. So, yes, how have you been? Well, I'm fine. I had my vaccination on Monday. Yeah, I had the Oxford one. And I've had no symptoms at all. I did think my arm felt a bit heavy in the evening, but I don't know whether I'd just been doing too much knitting or whatever, or whether I was making that up in my head. But anyway, so first vaccine now done for both Tom and I, and I've got a date for my second one, so that's really good. I'm trying to keep my head really still, so you don't get a lot of that, which is annoying. I'll do my best. Where you can find me, I am Spar Knits on Instagram and Ravelry, and my email address is spaknitsandcrafts@gmail.com, and I will put them all down below in the description bar for you, along with anything I talk about. If there's anything I miss or something you want clarification about, or you think I've been talking gibberish, please comment. You know, I've really enjoyed trying to get back to people, and I'm hoping that I've replied to everybody who's written to me so far. And if I haven't and you'd like a reply, you know, I may have missed you. YouTube isn't that good at telling you what order things have come in, and you know, sometimes the notifications seem to work and sometimes they don't. So it's not you, it's not me, it's a combination. Let's blame YouTube. So yeah, please, you know, if you don't get a reply from me, I am not ignoring you. I'm doing my best to try and keep up with everything. So I've written some notes, and today's episode is called Spring Greens because we're going to talk about lots of green things. And first off is the cardigan I'm wearing. And this is, I can't really show you, you know, because you only see a little bit of me. And if I move backwards, the dog will move. He's right behind me. So I will put a couple of photographs in of my Ishnana cardigan by Ysolda Teague. And I've had a look at my notes on Ravelry this morning, and for once I kept fairly good notes. Well, for me they are. I knitted this. It's a crew neck cardigan, knitted from the bottom up, and then the sleeves are picked up around and knitted down. And it's the first time I've done that technique, and I put in my notes that I really enjoyed it. So the good thing about this pattern is it was easy to follow. It has got a little bit of a cable. Oh, that's quite good there, look. It's a bit like a combination of cable and then lace, and it's got a larger pattern on the back. That's like 3 cables wide, I think. And Thomas took a little picture of me, and I'll pop that in. but there's probably better photographs of the cable pattern on the actual project page itself, on Ravelry, not mine, but on other people's, and of the pattern page, I meant to say. It's the first time I'd spent a considerable amount of money on yarn, and I wanted to make sure I chose the right pattern for the yarn. I was going to make a lovely jumper called the Merigold, which I still haven't done, with this Tamar from Blacker Yarns. But when I got it, and I ummed and ahed about it, and I thought, no, I think I decided on a cardigan. I thought I would wear it more often. And I've since got a sort of a lighter yellowy green for the Merigold, but obviously I've yet to knit it, even though I'd like to. So there are options for the pattern that you put on the front. The other one is a bit more lacy, I think. Can't remember. But it's all in the same pattern. And it's a very clearly written pattern. It's got 9 buttons on, which is quite a lot. But it does keep it fastened. I wear mine fairly close fitting. And I will say, the pattern's also down the arms. At the back of the arms. You see that there? Just about. And the arms are a bit tight on me. I do have chummy arms. And I think if I did knit it again, I would do the arms a size bigger, or do fewer decreasing them. Let me see if I can. And they're also a little bit short. You know, you can see the pattern down the arms is quite nice. So I'd recommend the pattern. The yarn is gorgeous. It's the Lerin colourway from Tamar. They did it last time I had a look, I'm not sure. And it's an unusual combination. I don't know whether the combination's still there. And they used to do Tamar in DK as well. But again, I meant to check the website. It says it's 30% unspecified wool, 18% Wensleydale's, 18% Teesdale, 17% Cotswold, and 17% Leicester long wool. And this is why you get a sort of a sheen to it. It's like a soft sheen. Not shiny, but it's not a dull colour. And it does pill a little bit, despite the long wool in it. And under the arms, because I don't have much movement in my arms, it has felted a little bit. And I'm hoping that means it won't wear through. So we'll have to see. But it's lovely and warm. It's lightweight. And I don't find it itchy at all. And I'd recommend both the pattern and the yarn. So that's my first green thing. I love green. I've got hazel eyes. Hubby says they're brown. He's long. And also I've got the same buttons as I had on my blue cardigan a couple of episodes ago. And these are the shell buttons that my mum bought a job lot of. And they're really good at picking up the colour of the item that you've put them with. So, and they're quite nice, not heavy buttons, but they're substantial enough. I really like them. I mean, if I ever have to get rid of the garment, the buttons are definitely getting kept. So yeah, so that's my Ishnana, and I like it. Now, the second thing, right, I don't have any finishes today. Well, I might have done, but let's talk positively before we talk negatively, shall we? I'm not pointing at you, I'm just wagging my finger at myself. The second thing I want to talk about is the boxy. Now, as you know, I'm doing a boxy for my friend's 60th birthday, and her birthday is on the 2nd of April. So that means I've got less than a month now to do this. And I was doing the standard original boxy 4-ply. And then I went and read her notes, her email that she sent me with her measurements on, how long she liked her jumpers and colours, you see. And I know she likes green. But she said, well, she don't mind as long as they're strong colours. And I looked at it and I thought, these are a bit too pastel-y for her, really. And although like, I could just have carried on knitting and thought, just give it a, if she's not going to wear it, it's a waste of my time doing this. I thought, why don't I do the worsted? I've got the pattern. Why don't I do the worsted boxy? So I have. I've done what I did. I went into my loft. Well, I didn't. Obviously, I can't get up the stairs. And I bought out a skein of Joji Green Cheeks by JoKnitSew. And that's it bored up. So I got a couple of skeins of this. And I thought, well, they're a stronger green than what I was knitting with, so they'd be nice. And I teamed it up with, I was very clever here, and I should get some marks ready for ingenuity. Like, you know, talk about one step back, one step forward. My mum has just undone my tenure, which I knitted, not last summer, the summer before, I think. And I've never been happy with it. I don't wear it because it's a t-shirt and it's merino and it's not the sort of thing I'll wear in the summer. I prefer to wear cotton in the summer. And I don't know, I just wasn't happy with the fit of it on me. And of course I chopped the lace off the bottom, which was the whole point of the tenure by Caitlin Hunter. So she undid my tenure, and it's all done in Biffsugar yarns. And I love Alison's yarns, to the point that she's one of the few dyers that I'm happy to order a mystery skein from, because I know I'm going to like it. But I don't know about you, but I've had some mystery clubs and I've been really disappointed. And that's nothing to do with the dyer being rubbish or anything. It's just that as I get older, well, I just get fussy about the colours. And sometimes I can make things for other people. But other times I think, well, that's a shame because, you know, I don't know what to do with it. But this, I don't know which colour this is. But, oh, it's blowing out. But this is, yeah, no, nah, sausages on toast. Anyway, I'm using some of my leftover, and you can see it's all crinkly edge. But that's going to be all right because I'm knitting it with a fresh ball. Yeah, I'm not going to worry. It's been washed since I last wore it, so it's clean. And the result is it's coming out like this. Of course, it's blowing out, and you can see it's got a little bit of pooling where there's a bit of grey in the Joji Green Cheeks. But overall, I will put some proper photographs in. I mean, ones without loads of light on them. I've decided I need to stay here really because of the light, but it's not good for me showing you things, but it's a comfortable place for me to sit where I can reach everything that I need to get to, including the camera. So, you know, you might be stuck with this position. But as you can see, if you remember the other one, it is definitely stronger colours. And I've already, in 2 days, I've got up to where I was after knitting for over a week. Well, nearly up to where I was knitting for over a week on the 4-ply. So if I can do at least 2 or 3 inches a day, then that will be done, hopefully, in 2 to 3 weeks' time. Give me time to wash it, block it, send it off in the post. So yeah, I was really pleased with myself that I decided to use the tenure yarn because I didn't like it to go to the waste. Some of it will go into magic knot balls. I can't really skein it into minis because I've got a load of minis to send out with things like giveaways and stuff. And I did a scrappy calendar a couple of years ago on Etsy that I sold through my mum's shop. No, I'm not here to sell, and we've shut the shop now. But yeah, and I don't want to waste it because it's just gorgeous colours. So yeah, so that's a very positive thing. And then I'm going to prove that I'm a total yamp sometimes. I'm just an idiot. I don't think ahead. I'm just too busy going forward to think about, you know, to plan. Because the other thing that would have been finished, had I not been so stupid, is my city limits. Right. It's all done. Look at the colours in that. Gorgeous. And I've done it. I've done Icelandic cast off at the end, which you probably won't be able to see. But I do like it. But Tom said he'd wear it. my mum said it's a bit orange. Yeah. And I love it. And then I thought, what about the neckband? And I hadn't saved any orange to do the neckband. And all I need to do really is pick up and knit just knit a few rows and just bring it in a bit, you know. But I haven't saved any yarn. I have got some yarn. I've put it onto a magic knot ball, being really efficient, thinking I was being really efficient, putting everything together. So I might go and see how much I'd saved of that. But it was only about 3 or 4 grams. And I don't think that's going to be enough to do my neckband. It looks like I'm going to have to do a darker neckband on it. And I find that a bit disappointing. I'm going to see if I can find any more oranges or something that might tone with it. And have a go. But I think it's going to end up being some of that lovely burnt sugar with all the different colours in it. And one of the darker skeins that I've mixed in with it for the jumper. So it'll tone with the rest of the jumper. It'll just be in contrast to the top of the sweater. So yeah, I'm a bit annoyed with myself about that because I think I was doing so well getting it finished, and then I've got to think again. You've done that before. Have you done anything stupid like that before? Oh, I think we've all done it, haven't we? It won't be the first time. It won't be the last. You know, what can you do? Oh dear. So that's the positive of the boxy and the contrasting negative of the city limits. So yeah, I am thinking about it. So let's get back to the green theme, shall we? I got Tom to go in the loft at the weekend to get me the Joshi green cheeks for the boxy, and to get this down now. This that looks more yellow on the screen than it is in real life, but it is yellowy green, and I love this. This is you can't see. Needle and thread, BFL DK as it says in big letters, and it's called Swamp Monster. And I mentioned this before, haven't I? It is blowing out slightly, but you can see the tones are right. And I mean, that is this yellowy green here. It would be one of my all-time favourite colours, you know. Doesn't look like it would suit me, but it will. It does. It honestly does. I've got 5 of these, and my intention, what I'd spoken about before, was making a second love note with it. Kazi's on her second one, and obviously I've got to keep up. But when I got it out, I looked at it and I thought, I think, well, it's not as tonal as it is in my head. I was thinking there was black in it, but there isn't. Oh, I do make stuff up sometimes. But I'm thinking it's probably, it's almost like a variegated. You see what I mean? And I don't know whether the lace is going to show up, because the point of the love note is the lovely lace yoke. And if I make it in that, I'm thinking that it won't be the best match. And I've got other yarns, of course I have, that would be a better match for that little jumper. So I'm really umming and ahhing about that. What do you think? I could do a swatch, but I don't do swatches very often. And I don't think I'm going to do a swatch because I know the love note fits me. So why would I swatch? Yeah, you would swatch on to save yourself potentially hours of work of doing something and undoing it again, like you've done many, many times over the years. That's why you swatch. This jumper, by the way, this cardigan, it was the first one I swatched for, and it worked. So I have swatched several times since, when I'm using more expensive wool, or wool that doesn't take well to be knitted up twice. You know, that might be a bit flimsy when you're knitting with it. So Swamp Monster. The other thing is, I thought I'd do, is make myself a little summer cardi. Although I prefer to wear cotton in the summers, like I say, a little semi-fitted, similar to this without the patterning in, you know, a shortish one with a minimal amount of patterning in. I might do a little bit of patterning or whatever up by the buttonholes, a bit like this again. And I thought that might be nice because I've got lots of material that I think would tone in nicely with this, and I've certainly got plain cotton t-shirts that would tone in nicely with this. I've got endless linen trousers that I could wear it with. I didn't wear that many clothes, like different clothes last year because of being at home, you know. So I'm looking forward to being able to wear a wider variety of clothes. I mean, this top I've got on, which is I think it's from Debenhams, and my necklace, do you know what my necklace is from? East, which is shut now. My sister bought it for me a few years ago. Yeah, so if you ignore the tangents that I go off at on a regular basis in this, I'm thinking little cardigan. I don't know. I am knitting on it next, whatever happens, because we've got it at the loft, therefore it will be knitted. And I haven't knitted cardigan for a while. I keep knitting jumpers, so yeah. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think of any patterns I could knit. I'm getting lots of pattern ideas from you all. I'm getting lots of what's the word? Authors from you as well. Crime authors. And I'm really, you know, pleased about that. I tell you one that I was talking to my mum about it the other day, and I was like, what's the name of the Roman one that I really, really enjoyed? And you've probably read it already. It's a British author called Lindsay Davis, lady, and she writes the Falco series, and he's a detective in Rome, in Roman times. The first one's called The Silver Pigs, and it's set in the UK in a silver mine, I think Wales. But it's really nice, and it's good to read them in order because his family progresses as time goes on, and some of them are very, very funny, and I learnt an awful lot about Roman history as well. Very well written, easy to read, not too gruesome at all. You know, they're not deep, dark psychological things, but they are interesting enough to go and get the next one in the series. So I'll put a link to Lindsay down in the bar below, and if you've read them, did you enjoy them? So ideas, please, for Swamp Monster. Okay. I haven't waffled so much this time, have I? That's good. Okay, now, I will try and keep this a bit shorter. So I've got my eye on thingies. Let's talk about what I've acquired since we last spoke. I have the Nature Club from Rhapsody Works and Rhapsody Yarns and Notions. Just read it on the thing. So February's came the other day, and it's not that blue. It's more of a duck egg blue, or a green, sea greeny blue, you know what I mean. And when I took some photographs outside yesterday on a fairly dull day, they came out the same, so there's no good me trying to put photographs in. But it's lovely. It's a lovely tone up. And this one's called Grass Snake. And the idea is because they hibernate. And I don't know the colour they are. Can't remember what she said now. And this is 100% superwash BFL because I asked for BFL. Because I thought, well, if I'm having one every month, and I might get enough for a jumper or a cardi at the end, a stripe one because I love a stripe. And then the other things that hibernate, or at least they're going to torpor, and those are the little hedgehog buttons, little wooden hedgehog buttons. They're included in the gift, along with a hedgehog stitch marker. And that's beautiful. And that was February's Nature Club from Emily of Rhapsody Yarns and Notions. If you remember, a couple of episodes ago, I showed the blue tick colourway, which was spot on. And the blue ticks have been back in the box, in the bird box in the garden. One was inside and one was outside yesterday. And I'm having a look and testing it. So we'll see. It's still too early for them to nest. Now, do you watch Ange from Yarn and Yarns? Of course you do. Ange has got an online presence now because the yarn shop that she owned had to close because the landlord, the lease came to an end basically, and she couldn't keep it on for various reasons. So she's now got an online web shop as well as having a small presence in the town of Penarth where she lives. And I really like watching Ange because she does crochet, knitting, she does very good colour work, and spinning. And I'm not going to ever spin or anything, but I like watching other people do it. I like watching other people craft, basically. So I bought a few things off her because she had an update of Emma Ball goods. And I bought a few things that will be probably part of giveaways in the future, so I won't show those. I bought a big bottle of eucalyptus from her, which is the wool wash that you don't have to rinse away, and she included a free pump in there for me, and she also included some berry tea, which I will try, and she included, and I bought these notelets. So this is the puffing in, this is the Emma Ball things I bought. The puffing in jumpers and penguins in jumpers. Aren't they gorgeous? And they're little notelets, so I can write little notes to people. I like having those. I always used to have. They were a big thing when I was young, notelets. They were... yeah, they sold them everywhere, and I've got an example of a notelet card that I wrote to my grandma and granddad somewhere that we found after they both passed away and stored it to the house that they kept when I was away at school. So yeah, and you don't see them as often nowadays. So it's something I like to have in. Now I'm going to stop the video here because we're nearly at 30 minutes, and I need to start it again before it does it where, you know, where it wants to rather than where I choose to do it. So I shall be back in a second. Okay, we're back. We've had a slurp of tea, so you don't have to listen to that. And yeah, I'm going to talk about the giveaway in a minute, and then I won't make this one say as long. Last time I had trouble with my laptop and it wouldn't render the it was about 45 minutes last time, so I'm going to try and keep it a bit shorter, but I ended up buying a new laptop because I need one anyway. Really, mine was 9 years old and it was starting to show signs of being very slow, even though it's been, you know, defragged and cleaned and all this. It was still sort of getting quite slow. I've got a super new laptop and it boots in about 20 seconds. I mean, instead of, you know, you could sit and go and make yourself some toast. It took, I'm not kidding, with my old one, you know, you could put it on and then go and get dressed and come back and you'd just still be chugging away. So yeah, so I'll talk about the giveaway now, and I got it a bit wrong last time because I said I'd mention it again today, which I am, because I'm not going to draw it until Monday, and I'll film the drawing of it, and then when I record next week, so there'll be a slightly shorter gap this time between podcasts, then I'll announce the winner. And as I said at the beginning, this was supposed to be for the 100 subscribers, and I'm now nearly up to 300, but this is what you'll get. You'll get from me a wonky bag, a nice pink cotton, and I've put the ribbon ties on it now, and inside there's a slip pocket with my label on it saying handmade, And yeah, this will easily hold 2 to 3 skeins, I think. And the 2 to 3 skeins that will be inside have been generously donated to the podcast by Kaz. And here we are. Now that's much better, isn't it, than I got last time? Because I was further away last time from you. And this is called Jazzy. Like the sweets, the Jazzy sweets with all the sprinkles on top of them. And so that's 100 grams of 85% merino, 15% nylon, and it's gorgeous. It's 360 metres and it's absolutely squishy. And you get this as well. Now that's blowing out, of course it is, because it's pink. And this is called pink grapefruit, and I would say that was an accurate description. I can't get it to look, it looks far bluer on the screen than it does in real life. But I did put some pictures up in the last episode. So you get 150 grams of yarn. They've got pink in them, and they go into the pink bag, and that's by Look and Design, because Cass hadn't seen what I was selling when she posted these to me. So thank you again, Kaz. And I will throw in a couple of little things as well, and I will post anywhere. So to enter, if you haven't already, if you've entered already, that's fine. You'll be included. But if you haven't entered already and you want to, you need to go back to episode 4. Don't put it here because it won't work. Episode 4, and you need to put a comment under there against that episode and include the word crafting in there. It could just be, if you don't want to put any other comment, you can just put crafting. Don't mention the word giveaway or anything, you know, because we don't want the trolls coming and pinching the prize. Just put the word crafting, or I'd like to know what you're making actually. And I've, you know, found a few new to me patterns, or patterns I've looked at ages ago that people are saying they're working on. And it's really interesting to see the range of crafting and knitting patterns that people are working up at the moment. Really interesting. So yeah, so I'll draw that on Monday. I'll film it, and then I'll probably podcast maybe about this time next week. Might be a bit before, depends on what I'm doing, which is nothing. Yeah, what was I going to say to you then? Something jumped into my head and it's gone straight out of it again. Oh, I know what it was. Last time I was talking to you about my knitting history, and I was saying about my first garment that I made was a tank top, and it was on the front of the fabulous Fab 208. Now, I just did a search on Google, and there's a company in the UK that sells back copies of it, you know. I mean, obviously, some people have stored them, and I don't know. Anyway, they've acquired them. I mean, they're about £20 each, but they've got them on with the tank top on. So I've sent myself a copy of the photograph, and I will put it in here. And it's not only Donny, it's David and I can't remember the other name on there, but there's 3 women, 3 girls on the front of the cover. Yeah, and I was right that the Donny one has been made out of what they then called random wool. So I was right on that score. But looking at the other covers, I had a quick flick last night, and it looks like they included patterns, knitting patterns occasionally, and they had offers on things like swimwear and dresses, and I don't know if they even did sewing, and I can't remember that level of content in there. I can just remember various pop stars comments with the columns, which they probably didn't even write, and various interviews and photographs and things, and a story, and you'd have a quiz occasionally, and then there'd be a fashion shoot. And I wish I'd kept some, because some of the fashions look gorgeous. I just so want a smock top. I just want a smock top. Yeah, one of those that come across the top of the bust. I don't know what I'd look like in it. It was me as I am now, but I just love that style, and it just, I suppose it just brings back memories really. But yeah, I'll show you the front of that, and it was called Fabulous 208. I can't find it where it says Fab 208. I looked through them all. I won't be buying it. I just, although I'm intrigued to see what it looks like inside. I think upstairs I've got a copy of one, and I'll have to dig that out at some point. It's in an old suitcase that I've had for years. Funny what we keep, isn't it? So yeah, going back in time again. I think anything else I want to talk about next time? I want to talk about shawls, and go through some of the shawls I've made. Now a lot of them belong to a designer that no longer designs, no longer available. So I might show quick pictures of those. There'll be pictures of a few of them anyway, because I don't own all the shawls I've made. I've given them away, or they've been gifts, you know. So I thought I'd go through the shawls, and obviously we'll have an update on the City Limits jumper and what I've decided to do. I'm so annoyed with myself, but you know, I'm not undoing anything and doing anything again, because that's just silly, isn't it? But we'll get there. Now, I bought some stationery. I bought a Leuchtturm book. This is the Bellini colourway, so it's orange. And I've never had one before, but I've seen them. And bought the soft cover one. And it's got a dot grid in it. And I bought some gel pens as well in various neon colours, and the other ones are greens and blues and things as well. I just can't reach them at the moment. And what I thought I'd do with this is, because I can't decide, like with the Swamp Monster green, what to do with my yarn, especially the sweater quantities, is I'm going to do the yarn and possible patterns and possible yarns, and try and do mix-ups of the two, because I forget what I've thought about, you know, what I've considered to make with things, and I want to use this as a sort of notebook of ideas. And because it's got dot grids, might even be able to draw things I can't draw. So yeah, I'm gonna have a go. I've got loads of notebooks, but this one doesn't weigh very much. And the advantage of this is that you can put the odd sticker in and things, and it lays flat. So yeah, I'm going to see how that goes. I need to keep track of my thoughts really, and I don't want them to put them into the journal, and that's the journal that I don't keep up to date with, because it's in a box behind me. And on my to-do list, number 1 is update journal. Yeah, oh, so organised. Not. I'm going, because I'm already talked for 10 minutes over the nearly 30. That makes 40. So I said it'd be short. Right, I'm going. Please enter the giveaway. Thank you again to everybody who subscribed. Please comment. And if I haven't replied, please get in touch again. Or, you know, kick me. You know what I mean. Not physically. Can't reach. Email me. You know, I've had emails off a couple of people. Hello, Sal. We're going to chat soon. I say I've had a busy week and I don't know what I've done. Yeah, it just goes. You know, with retirement, it's so easy to waste. Not waste, but the days just go by, and with less structure to the day, it can be easy to think that you've wasted time. Of course, you haven't necessarily. As long as you're happy, and I am, that's all that matters. And I hope you're happy as well, and that you're looking forward to your vaccine, hopefully, depending on where you live. And we will speak soon. Good luck with the giveaway, and have a good weekend. Ta-ra.